Okay, so now we're going to do one last little bit and then you guys are on your own. I'm going to show you how to make a grid and I'm going to show you how to a way to do this relief shape. Obviously, you could just create a polygon shape using the shape tool, and that would work pretty good. Where is it? And we just need to bring in the edges a little bit, change the color to match the white. Go get some text. You have to watch out. See, he's trying to put the text within this, and we don't really want that to happen. So I'm going to put it over here. And I forget what it was supposed to say. Makes. Okay. So come back over here. Type in makes. And that's not the right font or the right size or anything like that. But it's close. Actually, it may be the right font. So if I get rid of the rectangle, that's hilarious. All right then, done. Everybody make note of what font this is. Arial bold. You never want it to be a point, whatever. It always should be a full number. So if you get to 29 and point whatever, then just switch it up. Great, there you go. Oh, but we don't need, select the rectangle tool has a stroke around it, and we don't need that. So I need to come up here with the level selected and then go there and then go no stroke. There we go. And that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is I'm going to switch programs here. Don't blink. Now I'm in Illustrator. The other way of doing it, of course, is in Illustrator, where I can just see if I grab the color to start off with. So there we got the actual color. I select a rectangle box, and in Illustrator, right, we have these cool little angle benders buttons. So I can use those to get the oval shape. And then once again, I type in makes and make that the same color as the background there. And you just bring it over, put it on top of there, make it the right size. Let's see, it was 30 and before. Let's see if that's the same. This, by the way, is an image that I brought in based on the Photoshop file. Excuse me. This is an image that I brought in based on the Photoshop file. And I'm just using it as a background. It's not whatchamacallit. It's just reference, but it's the same exact size as the other one, so that anything we make here will then work over there. All right, so I also want to do an outline on this. There we go. I'll zoom into here. And so if we look at this, right, I have the makes part, and I have this, and there, if we look at it in wireframe view, outline view, you can see there's the shape and there's the path or the font that we created. What I'd like to do is make this one object so that I can move it around and squish it and stuff. And you don't have to do this, but I thought this was a nice opportunity to show you how to do that if you ever want to. All right, so go back to view, back to GPU view. And I select the object. I have to come in here. See, right now when I select the font, it selects the package that is the font. But what I really want is just that one. And then I want this one, select that, go object, oops, I go over here into properties, and then I can go like this. Sorry, I'll try it one more time. Select this. Yeah, it keeps deselecting. I can go over here in the layers. Okay, that's the white part. That's the font. Object. And I want to create an outline. There's our outline. Then I can select this. Then I can do this. And then you can see now that I have a piece of mesh with the word makes in it. And if I go into wireframe, you can see the outline of it. It's all one font. And the big benefit to this, right, is that now I can take this thing as a whole and change it. I suppose I could just put the font on top of it, select it, and manipulate it. What this is really good for is when you have stuff behind other stuff, but it kind of works in this case. All right, so that's that. Using the Pathfinder tool to remove text in order to make this sort of stuff happen. The other thing I wanted to show you is how to make a chart, a graph. So this, you can see this particular thing has a bunch of different lines and stuff, and you could create, create the box. Oops. And then on top of, and then, sorry, give it a stroke on the outside, and then bring in the text, and then recreate all the lines. Doot, doot, doot. And this is, pretty easy. Then you would go in and match them up. I'm just doing it fast. And then come in here and put text. And you could go like that. You could do that. You could do that, but an alternate way to do that would be to use this tool. So if you come in here and you can use the rectangle grid tool, I just click and I want how many horizontal dividers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So say I want 12, and that should get me started. And then vertical dividers, I only want 1. I don't want any skew. I hit the wrong button. 0. That didn't do it right. One more time. Click 12, 1. And then we just have to match that. Now this is helpful because um, you can take your grid now and you can give it an outline, or I'm sorry, you can give it a fill if you want, and you can give it an outline. Oh, I guess I should have chosen none. And then you can go in and just manipulate these. Like if you want to get rid of this path, you can do that. Here, let me delete it again. One more time. We want the grid tool. Click. Make that 0. There. And the good part about this is that it's super evenly spaced. And then you can go in and start manipulating it. You can create another grid on top of it like this. And if you want to align them perfectly, you can select them both and hit this button, and then they're perfectly aligned. But then with the non gridded rectangle, I can go like this, go like this, and then you see it's just an outline. I'll reduce that a little bit because it's got to sit within inside there. I just do this real fast. And then you can see we're creating the border for that grid. We still have the perfectly done grid lines, but we're creating the border. And if I zipped in there a little closer, I'm sure I could. Oops, get out of there. So they're two different colors, but you kind of get the idea. And then any lines you need to hide, you can just put a white box in front of. I don't know. I think maybe the first way was easier, but then at least you have some options now. None of that, just some of that. And then I can erase that one. And then here where calories is, I can erase that one. And then we can double that one up, and this one should sort of be there, but not there. And then when you're all happy with it, you can group it so that it stays as one thing. Collect it in a new layer. So that now when I want to turn that on and off, it's one thing. Oh, looks like I missed a few, but you get the idea. Okay, that's how to work with grids a little bit.